As of posting this video, the Mario Galaxy movie came out just a week ago. On April 1st, no less. Nah, see, what they should have done was release the new Sonic movie instead as an April Fool's prank. Sega does what Nintendo don't indeed. Overall, audiences seem to like the Mario Galaxy movie. And some other people don't like that, because this is the internet and everything has to be a fucking argument. For the record, and I say this as a lifelong Mario fan, I think the two Mario movies we've gotten up until now are fine. They are perfectly fine, watchable movies. Illumination's whole thing is producing the okayest animated movies you will ever see, and that's what the Mario Galaxy movie is. It's okay. It's bright, fun, colorful, has every character you would want to see, and most importantly, is safe and marketable, which is exactly what Illumination and Nintendo wanted, I'm sure. But because everything on the internet exists in binary, i.e. is it good or is it bad, sometimes just being okay and inoffensive kind of breaks people's brains. That said, I don't want to give the impression that I want you to turn off your brains by any means. You can enjoy something but still acknowledge its flaws. And since so many people online love to cry that media literacy is dead, being the certified nerd that I am, I thought I would offer some helpful criteria when analyzing entertainment for yourself. So consider this less a proper review of the Mario Galaxy movie and more guidelines on how to review something like the Mario Galaxy movie. Let's start with some compliments. Like the first film, the animation is gorgeous. Action and comedy scenes are fast and frenetic with lots of movement and expression, but a major improvement from the first film, there are no needle drops. There is a god, which means that Brian Tyler's arrangements of classic Nintendo themes are given plenty of space to shine. The only exception is during Yoshi's Day in New York, where you can faintly hear Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G. playing in the background. I only bring this up because, well, imagine traveling back in time and telling 90s kids that, yes, one day there will be a Mario movie that will feature a song by Biggie Smalls on the soundtrack, and it will make complete sense in context. That is a completely true statement that I can say. And as for design, every character and location looks how you expect them to, just blown up with more cinematic detail. Every major character in both Mario movies passes what I like to refer to as the Smurf rule, which is when adapting a popular character into a new medium, they must look how we expect them to, even at a glance. Say what you will about the CGI Smurf movies, but at least when you saw the trailer or looked at the poster, you could confidently say, those are Smurfs. For comparison, the 1999 Godzilla does not follow the Smurf rule and is all the worse for it. You could say that for the voice acting too. When Donald Glover was announced as the voice of Yoshi, my first thought was, what the heck is that gonna sound like? And turns out the answer was exactly what you expect Yoshi to sound like. Apparently, Gambino was totally fine replicating Yoshi's usual vocal tics. He even insisted on it.
Damn, he disappeared into the role. I thought Yoshi was playing Yoshi. I thought Yoshi was playing himself.
With the new characters and actors, nobody manages to outdo Jack Black's performance as Bowser, but nobody embarrasses themselves like Fred Armisen did as Cranky Kong. Seriously, what the fuck was he trying to do here?
What makes you think you're worthy of fighting alongside the greatest army in the world?
The thing you gotta realize is that none of the actors in this movie were really cast for their voices. This is the easiest gig ever if you're a voice actor. The real work isn't in the vocal booth. That was probably completed in a few days at best. The real work is on the press tour, where they have famous celebrities talking about how much they loved Nintendo games growing up.
What are your memories of the original NES Mario?
Oh, I remember there was a level where you could go behind something and press down and then go behind stuff.
It's burned into my memory, like my dad brought it home from service merchandise.
Service merchandise.
Oh my God. Because we are in the Nintendo Museum.
That's right.
And the fact that we're in this amazing historical space. So I'd say the fact that we get to be in this legendary space, I would say it's happening in this moment.
Which leads to the other thing that might annoy critics. The movie is just one long commercial for Nintendo games. Well, yes, that is true. I cannot deny the capitalistic nature of all of this. But you can also say that for any entertainment right now. Movie studios and game publishers don't do this for their health. They certainly don't do it for your health, that's for sure. The way I personally reconcile this is whether or not the product in question has a bad message. After all, a bad message would make the product look bad. The message of Care Bears is, caring is good, please buy our product. The message of Friendship is Magic is, friendship is good, please buy our product. The message of the Mario Galaxy movie is, video game characters and the worlds they inhabit are fun, please buy our product. Which is harmless enough. Roger Ebert once said, you don't compare Citizen Kane to Die Hard. And I think you can understand what he meant by that. Citizen Kane and Die Hard are completely different films made in different time periods for different audiences. So you judge them against similar criteria. Mario Galaxy is a family-friendly movie based on a family-friendly property. So judging it by the standards of animated family movies, it acquits itself rather well. There's a school of thought that adaptations should reflect the vision of the filmmakers. That they should make their version of a famous character or setting. Well, we tried that with Mario before. And it sucked. So I say stick to the basics. Do you want Dancing Goombas again? Because this is how you get Dancing Goombas again. In fact, I kind of respect that these movies don't over-explain how the Mushroom Kingdom works. Why are there magic blocks with power-ups in them? There just are. How can people breathe in space here? They just can. How does Bowser have a son now? He just does. We don't need a 10-episode Netflix series where Mario only figures out how to jump in the finale. He already knows how to do it, he just gets better at it over time. That said, Pixar and Ghibli get praised for their deep plots and complex characters. Mario Galaxy isn't really about that. Not that the first film was especially deep, but it at least gave Mario a basic character arc. He wanted to prove to everybody, especially his dad, that he was worth something. And he did. It's not the best character arc, but it's something.
And what my dad thinks I'm a joke too.
Yeah, well, your dad's right!
The movie tries to cram in so many characters and set pieces, the plot definitely falls by the wayside. You know how Trey Parker and Matt Stone talked about using the words therefore and but to move their stories along? Mario Galaxy is firmly an and then movie.
This happened, and then this happens, and then this happens. That's when you're in a movie just going, what the f am I watching this movie for?
For all the hype about Yoshi appearing in this movie, he shows up with very little fanfare. He befriends Mario and Luigi in the very first scene after the opening credits, and afterwards they just treat him like he's always been there, no questions asked.
So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group.
Even Fox McCloud's appearance kind of works this way. He just shows up when the heroes need a ride, he barfs his backstory at us straight away, and then it's on to the next set piece. Incidentally, some have been speculating as to why Nintendo put Fox McCloud in the movie in the first place. Are they working on a new game or a potential spin-off? Well, guys, I would have thought the answer was obvious. Foxes and animated movies do big business. And fortunately, Nintendo just happened to have one lying around that they could use. Some studio exec was probably like, I can smell the fan art now. The action is definitely good, but the comedy feels a little lacking in Galaxy compared to the first film. Something that helps make product-driven studio fare more palatable is what I like to call a thin sheen of weird. Jokes, visual gags, or references that are so weird and out of pocket, you can't help but respect them. The kind of stuff that feels like the writers were trying to entertain themselves before they worried about entertaining the audience. An example from the Mario movies would be the Blue Lumily from the first film. Hearing this nihilistic dialogue read in a cute little kid voice was my favorite bit in the movie.
There's gotta be a way out of here.
There's no escape. The only hope is the sweet relief of death.
And of course, there was Peaches, which hit that perfect intersection of memeability, Jack Black's singing talents, and something that also felt in character for Bowser to do. But unfortunately, Mario Galaxy is missing a lot of that spark. I've seen some of the harsher reviews from critics, and every single one of them is entitled to their opinions, but I also don't see the Mario movie as something to lose sleep over. Which brings me to my final guideline. If someone likes something that you don't, consider why. If you like something I don't, even if I've outlined reasons as to why, and I still haven't been able to change your mind, I'd have no comeback. I'm not gonna presume I can change your mind, because I assume you can make it up just fine on your own. Media literacy doesn't have to be all tropes and analysis. It can also be about the basic standards that you have for the entertainment you enjoy. Mario Galaxy is flawed, but I think a bright, fun movie with characters we all like is what the world needs right now. And it doesn't have to be anything more than that.